I'm Patrick Bailey with whiteboardcoder.com. Today is May 22nd, 2016, and in this video I'm going to be going over how to recharge the AC on my 2001 Jeep Wrangler. Now, I went out here and got this recharging kit, which I've used before by ACPro, and I used it either last year or the year before my wife's car, and it worked great. So I'm going to try it again on my car and on my Jeep Wrangler and see how well it works. Now, hopefully this video is not going to be a series of videos. I hope this one thing will fix my Jeep Wrangler. Right now the AC is not working at all. I'm getting just a little bit of cold out of it, but just barely squeaking by, which is what was happening in my wife's car a few years ago. But I'm the original owner of my Jeep, so it's been 15 years, so it's probably overdue for some fixes. But before I go out and do it, some resources that'll help. So here, this is the ACPro code that I got. I spent, $38 at Walmart for it, so not too bad. Now, what you probably want to do is you go to the website here, and so they have a lot of instructions and helpful videos in here, but the main thing you want to do is find your port. So you can go over here and click on Find Your Port, and you should be able to put in your make and model. So I have a Jeep and Wrangler down here. Oops. And so it'll show you some pictures. So here's a 2013 Jeep, and here's a 2000 Jeep. That's probably more my speed. So they got a whole database. So depending on what car you have, they can help you try to find the port. It may not be perfect, but hopefully they got the stuff in here. Another good resource is probably better than what my video is going to be, and I'll put a link to this in the show notes. Here is one of their older videos, how to recharge your car with ACPro. And they do a real great job showing you all the details, which I may miss a few, so you probably want to go watch this video, and I'll put a link in the show notes. In fact, I should probably put a link right here that links to it, right? So hopefully there's a thing hovering over and you can just link and go right to it. But now before you go out and do your car, you want your local temperature. So I just went and grabbed the local temperature. So we're sitting at 66 degrees right now. So I'm kind of just going to assume 70, because that's part of what you need to do on this thing. So with that said, let's go fix the car. Okay, so the first thing I do is start the car. So, because I really actually have to do a test to make sure your pressure is okay. You can watch the other guy's video on how to do all that, but here's how I do it. So you gotta start it. And turn your AC on. And turn your AC on and turn it full blast. And leave it like that. So in my case, you can't see, but it's just, if I leave it on for 5 or 10 minutes, I'm just getting a little bit of cold, not much. But so now I'll leave it on, and the next step I'm going to go actually check what my pressure is. Okay, so I got my engine on, I got the AC on full blast, so now I'm ready to start hooking this thing up and attaching it. So what you have to do, according to some of the videos, is on the front here they got a little gauge, if you can see that. And you're supposed to, the little middle arrow, you're supposed to measure, point that to the ambient temperature. And that's going to tell you where you want this to be. So right now that's probably about right. It's probably about 80 or so, or close to it. That's kind of the range I guess I need. But before I do that, I got to take this guy off. And take this little thing off. You don't need that anymore. And this goes on here. Just got to screw it on. So now this is ready to go. Then I gotta open up my Jeep while it's still running and the AC is on full blast. And then come around here. Now for my Jeep, that's the guy I have to connect it to. So you can take this off. And right now I'm not gonna fill anything yet. You can take this and stick it on, just kind of push it down, and it locks on. And then you should be able to see this gauge. Don't do anything, just let it go. Because you can see it bounce around because of the compressor there, so you can see, yeah, you can see I'm low, I guess. I don't know if it ever studies, something's wrong. So now, I can fill it up. So what they say, I'll take it off for a second. You gotta shake it up really well, what they said. And then stick it back on, and then start pumping it. So just kind of hold it down a little bit, get some in there. And they also tell you to turn it while you're doing it, so I guess to get the Freon moving around. Now I don't know if it's supposed to be hopping around or not, but it is, so. I think I'm getting close. Okay, this is a second take because I did get some of it done, but on the first bottle I had, I think I had a bum pressure gauge, so to go return it and get a new one. So this is a new one. But what you need to do, you can watch the videos that the ACPro guys made for a lot better instructions than what I'm going to give you, but you need to start your car. And you need to have your AC on, and you can turn on max. I don't think it matters, but you just need to have the compressor going basically. So turn the AC on, turn it on full blast, let it be. Now, even though I did have a bum pressure gauge last time, I did get a little bit in, so it's actually running a little cooler than it was last time, but it's not all the way there. So, on to the next step. Okay, so you need to get this attached right, so you can take this top off. It's pretty simple. And they got this little guard in there, so you take that off. And you just screw this guy on, and you should be good to go. Okay, so now I just need to open up the hood. Well, the car is still running, so be careful. And then on my Jeep, that's the connector right there. So you just need to take that guy off. And then this kind of slides right on. And then I've put some in there so it's a little better. So I guess you can see my compressor kind of jumps around. But the idea now, you take this guy, and you see that little arrow in the middle, and you kind of point that to the ambient temperature. And so you can see a little out down there, like I'll probably point it to probably about 85 or so. And you want to get it in between. And now, you know, some of the videos I saw was rather steady where it was, so I don't know if it should be jumping around, but I'm going to kind of take the height to be what it should be. I could be wrong. Oh, plus they didn't quite get that gauge on quite right, did they? It's a little bit off. It's not quite centered. But it still needs some, so I'll take it off again. You need to shake this up really good. Hook it back on. And then just start shooting it in. And according to the video, they said, you know, shoot it in a little bit. And then flip it a little bit. Let it settle. Oh, maybe that's it. Now that I've got some in there, maybe it's settling down a bit, so that's probably good. Okay, I think I still need more. Well, it seems to be getting steadier. It's not bouncing around now. It's still pretty low. starting to get cold. It must have been pretty low. Doesn't seem to be moving anymore, but I think it's getting in there. I might just call that good for now, and we'll see how it works. Oh. Okay, you filming? Okay, it's blasting out cold now. That is cold. That is very nice. So I guess I didn't need to get it to that max level. I don't know. I'm sure every car is a little different, so they're probably doing the best they can. But that is cold. That's nice. But the nice thing is when you get these cans, usually you get more than what you need for your one car. So I'm actually gonna go do a neighbor's car now. She's not. It's not hot, but she probably needs a little fill up on it. So usually you can, top up a few more cars with what you got left over. And the good news is once you empty that bottle out, you can still use the hose on top and go buy just a bottle, which I did a few years ago, and I kept the hose around for about 2 years, and I finally figured, I'll throw it away. So I threw it away about 3 months ago, and of course you need it, so don't throw it away. Anyway, Jeep's fixed. We got AC again. Life is good. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a like. To subscribe, just click the subscribe button. Also, you can follow me on Twitter under the handle @whiteboardcoder.com. View any code I may have thrown up as a gist at GitHub under the username PatmanDenver, or check out my blog site at whiteboardcoder.com.